Okay, so in this video, now I'm going to go into a more in-depth explanation of the multiverse theory, and why they're close and they're off at the same time of what the multiverse theory actually is. So the whole theory goes that there's always just more universes and galaxies. When you just, let's just say that if you can travel through the galaxy at an ungodly amount of speed, like, and then just keep going up, down, left, right to a new galaxy, next galaxy, next galaxy, and you're just kind of in this ocean of galaxies of like a giant ocean of bubbles, and each little bubble is its own galaxy, but you can travel to each galaxy just going up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right, and then the theory dictates that there are just infinite amounts of these bubbles and galaxies. Okay, so what I was realizing of where they're getting the idea that it's the multiverse that we come from is, first of all, it's a decent theory, but it's one that is easily going to be able to prove itself or easily keep disproving itself. And I think this is one of those things where it's true and not true. For the simple fact that we are derived off of the random result of a chance because of there being infinite amount of universes. That's what I disagree with, because it isn't a random event to occur. Because that basically dictates that it took infinite amounts of time and duration in universes of, all these universes to exist inside this giant ocean of existence for it to finally happen. So if they're saying that this happened after infinite amounts of time, then they're still saying, oh yeah, but it's going to keep happening again and again and again and again and again. But the thing is, they don't realize that it can only happen once if there's no beginning point. So since now that we have perception of a beginning point, remember, we already came out of infinity, so it goes back infinite, infinite, infinite. So it already had infinite amounts of tries, so it's never going to have infinite amounts of tries in the future, since it already, it doesn't have enough opportunity, it doesn't have enough time to have enough time. But these scientists are making sense that, oh, it has enough time because there's enough time, but in all actuality there can't be enough time. So I've noticed that they're contradicting what they're saying. They're going to contradict what they're saying with one thing. There's a good chance they're easily going to be contradicting what they're saying with another. Okay, so now they're trying to argue, oh, well, this is something that it's going to keep happening over and over again and again. When in all actuality, if it were to come down to that circumstance, in theory, yeah, it is still in theory, yeah, it isn't ever going to happen again because it took infinite amounts of duration. So we're already at a beginning point. So now if you're taking from this point forward, okay, let's see if it ever happens again in the future. You can't go into the future infinite amounts of time when you already came out of the future with infinite amount, because it cancels each other out. Like, it's too far in front of you. It has to be behind you. See, that's what I'm saying. It's already behind us, so we already went through infinite amounts of duration for the event to occur. So we were lucky it would even happen even once. So when they're trying to act like this is something that is just normal and just going to always keep happening, now they're going to need to put their money where their mouth is. They're going to need to, have evidence, proof. You can't just say, oh, that this just is going to keep. Okay, so where is the evidence that, oh, this is something that's just going to keep happening if we're not seeing any sort of evidence of it occurring quickly enough? Because that's the entire problem we're facing with, oh, if the universe just randomly existed. There's never going to be enough time to catch up for there to be another random universe, because it took infinite amounts of time. So what does this all mean? What this all means is the entire multiverse theory is a misconception. It doesn't mean that there can't be infinite amounts of universes. And that's what another big thing about the misconception that is coming in about it is that the scientists are mistaking the simple fact that there can be, that it has the universe is set up and designed in it, or not necessarily designed, but it exists in a way where it potentially could be, like, because it's powerful enough. So that's basically all they're saying is the universe is powerful enough. But they don't word it like that. That's why they always get me so angry. It's like the way they word things is so improperly, because they're always trying to cover up what they're trying to say to be what they want it to be. Okay, so the thing is that is exactly the problem. They're not wording it correctly. So what they mean to say is the universe is powerful enough. So instead of just saying, hey, the universe is powerful enough to potentially hold and utilize and use infinite amounts of energy, infinite amounts of universes, no, they just say, oh, that there are. No, just because it is capable of holding infinite amounts of universes and generating infinite amounts of universes doesn't mean that's what it's doing. They automatically assume, oh, well, that's gotta be what it's doing. Okay, so here's another big misconception of where the misconception is coming in with the multiverse theory. So the whole multiverse theory is that they're basically dictating that infinite amounts of opportunities are happening and universes are just creating. When you just go further out in space and time, or any direction out in time, there's just another galaxy, one way or another. It doesn't matter. You go left, you go right, you go up, you go down. There's more galaxies. So the problem, the reason they're being confused with this theory is, first of all, that this theory could be possible. Now, the one thing that needs to be noted, that, this theory of the multiverse needs to be taken into more of a dynamic context of, its appropriate, variables. They're just Xing out all of these variables, pretending like it's not there, trying to make it what they want it to be. So what the problem is all right, so you have the universe. Alright, so the reason it's being confused is because God knows infinite amounts of simulation. So that's like the multiverse. That's what the multiverse is being confused with. That's all the multiverse is being confused with. It's being confused with that it has the capability, it has the power to conduct and do all these things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is doing that, unless you can prove that. There isn't evidence, there isn't proof that, and then remember, you can't just prove one galaxy. If there's one galaxy outside of our galaxy that goes to another galaxy and other galaxies, you can't just estimate. You can't just approximate. You can't just... You have to see it. So that's the problem. How are you going to see things that you can't actually see? See? Or nor detect. You can't detect something once it goes past the point. Once you're past the point, you're past the point. See, man has a hard time accepting that. Oh, I'm past the point of knowing something. See, they try to refuse to accept the fact they are past the point of being able to know certain things, because they can't know certain things. There isn't any way to know certain things. There isn't any really good reason to know certain... Why would you need to know anything going on 10 quintillion, bazillion, gazillion galaxies over if it would take you quintillions of light years to even get there? See, that's what doesn't make sense. It doesn't mean that it isn't useful to know about and to maybe try to research. But as far as trying to anchor and bank all of your knowledge and your research and your theories and estimations on, oh yeah, there's galaxies out there, quintillions. Okay, so now all we got is all these people trying to say is, oh, they got this galaxy that's out there, 10 quintillion galaxies out there that nobody even knows about. No one has even found yet. And they're just saying, well, once we find it. Yeah, that's the problem. You haven't found it. They act like they found it. You haven't found it. If it's 10 quintillion galaxies out there, you can't tell everyone you found it if you didn't find it. But they're trying to act like they found it. They found it. So how are you going to tell me you're finding things past the point of what can be found? You can't find things past the point of what can be found. If it can't be found, you can't say we're finding it. Because guess what? It doesn't matter if you find one new galaxy, 10 new galaxies. Shit, it don't matter if you find 1 million new galaxies. That don't matter. You need to find infinite more galaxies. If you can't see infinite more galaxies, if you can't know about infinite more galaxies, then it might as well be a fucking goddamn movie. You might as well make a fucking fairy tale. You might as well... It's fake. It's bullshit. You're making shit. You can't make shit up. Once you reach that point where you're just making shit up however you want to make shit up, now you're reaching the point where anybody can just make shit up the way anybody wants to make shit up. So you can't go to that point. You can't go to the point where both sides can just make up whatever the fuck they want to make up. Oh, you got fucking Steven over here saying that you got a galaxy out there 10 quintillion galaxies away that no one's even fucking seen in their goddamn life. And then we're supposed to act like that fucking matters? What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with you people? Fucking not going to... You need evidence. You're never gonna have evidence of infinite amounts of galaxies and universes unless you can keep showing more and more and more and more. Alright, you're running out. That's your problem. You ran out. How long ago have you people ran out of shit to fucking zoom in on. You can't zoom in on more shit. You're running out. You're running out. You're running out. And you're acting like there's more shit. There's more shit. There's more shit. Where's there more shit? Where the fuck do you people see more shit?